Hi there. I'm Lawrence Pierce Durant. You can see on the bottom of the screen how to get in touch with me. We're going to be talking about major gift programs for nonprofits. I've been privileged over the years to work with many nonprofits, most of them small to medium size, and by that I mean those organizations that probably have budgets in the $300,000 to $3 million range. And I've discovered that the biggest need they have is more money. And the program we're going to deal with is on major gifts. I've done this in a series of installments. There's 5 of them. This is the first one we're going to do today. We're going to take what I've seen as the most common issues and questions that come up, and then I'm going to try to touch on those for you on how I address it and how I've seen it helpful with nonprofits. So the first installment is going to deal with this statement in question. See if this fits you. Our organization has a small staff and it's overworked now. It is unfair to ask them to do more. Really, how important is a major gift program? And that's really where most organizations start with me. Now, I will say to you first and foremost, if things are going pretty well with your organization, if in fact you're receiving enough support generally to fulfill your mission to the people you serve, then don't mess with what I'm about to tell you. If it works, don't fix it. But by the time I get called in as a fundraising doctor, organizations have discovered they need more resources. And if they need considerably more resources, they have reluctantly come to the conclusion that more of the same won't get it done. And I believe major gifts can be a significant part of the answer. Here's an axiom in fundraising to help wrap your head around why major gifts are important. It's accepted in successful fundraising programs with nonprofits that where they have good nonprofit, good fundraising program, 80% of the money will come from about 20% of the donors. That's a fundraising fact of life. In fact, it's a conservative fact of life. I've noticed in the last 10 to 15 years, it's more like 90% of the money coming from fewer than 5% of the donors. Those are the organizations with which I have firsthand experience. So if I get called in to ask and being asked to help, I'm just a fundraising doctor, as I said earlier. So when you go to the doctor, they're going to take your blood pressure, they're going to check your meds, they're doing all these preliminary tests. Here's my fundamental test I do with a nonprofit when I walk in the door. I talk with the senior staff, I talk with if they have a development officer, I talk with key board members, and I ask this simple question. What percentage of your fundraising time is devoted to your organization on the top 20% or so of your prospects? Notice I did not say how much time you are spending. There are a lot of people that will take people to task and they'll say, you should spend so much time on fundraising. I'm not there. I'm asking of your fundraising time, how are you spending it? And here are the answers I get. Number one, few, if any, are spending a noticeable percentage of their time, fundraising time, working to identify, cultivate, and solicit the top end of their market. Number two, what they are spending their time on is special events, grant applications, annual funds, donor acquisition, mail appeals, etc. So when we get that question answered, that they're not spending much time on major gifts, I then say to the organization, this does not make you a bad organization by any stretch of the imagination. But if you need significantly more funds, you're going to have to get in the game. And the game is major gifts. And that's a hard fact of life for some. Some come to it joyfully, some come to it reluctantly. But you've got to be in the game if you want to have significant results. So here's what I'm going to give as your first task. You need to go back to your organization. You need to think about how you can educate your staff and your board on the importance of major gifts. And I would say what you want to do is educate them to the importance you need significantly more money to get the job done to fulfill your mission. So that's the task out of today. On our next installment, we're going to be dealing with your case for support, why people should give you money. And in particular, we're going to look at how do you make a case for support for major gift prospects in particular and be consistent with your overall case for support. In future installments, we're going to deal with how do you find major gift prospects if you don't have them. We're going to talk about how do you find the time to do it, but I'm getting ahead of myself. For now, take a look at how you can move on this first step. If you want more information, go to my website. And if you want to talk to me personally, you can contact me through that website. Have a great day, and I look forward to visiting with you next time.